Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you watched my last video, I was showing you how to get corms out of an alocasia. It was surprising to me that so many people were going to cut leaves off of their alocasia to propagate and not realizing that you don't propagate alocasia that way. So if you are not sure what a corm is, go check out that video. But here are my corms that I got, and I don't think I've ever seen corms quite this big before. Do you see this beast? Like, it is like a tonsil or something. They're like rocks. They're enormous. Like, enormous. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 corms. One of them is small or kind of almost regular, but some of these are like massive. So I am going to now show you a few different ways to turn this into a plant. There are many ways you can propagate grow Alocasia Corm. I'm going to do 2 of them today. So I do them sometimes this way in these cute little propagation cups with the little self-watering and the fluval and the little cormy in there, and they look adorable. But these chonkers are so big that I had to go bigger. So I have some bigger cups, and I put a little wick down there for self-watering and an outer cup. I just found what will fit together, and that's what I'm using. Slapped a label on there. The substrate I'm using today is fluval stratum and perlite. It's about a 50-50 mix. Some people just use straight stratum. I like to mix it. Stratum breaks down after time. I have a few different substrates that I like to use. This is just happens to be the one I have on hand at this moment. So I'm sure I'll do other videos with other ones. But so you get your little cup, you put your little wick in there, get your outer cash pot, throw a label on there, put it in. First, I'm going to show you how I put the corm in. So I take the corm, and I'm just going to set it in there sideways. Some people put them butt down, top up, but to be honest, all the roots from a corm come from the top. The leaf and the roots all come from the top of the plant. So in my experience, I have found that if I put them sideways, they tend to sprout a little faster. But you can do it the other way if you prefer. That's perfectly fine. And I bury it down. I don't cover it. I just bury it down a bit. And then that's it. I'm going to wet it up. Now it's wet in there. And then I'm going to fill my bottom cup up. So there's some nutrient solution, and I use my rooting. So I use a Clone-X clone solution and Root Zone, Growth Technologies Root Zone. All this is in my Amazon storefront if you're interested. So I put this down in there, make sure it's wet, and I'm going to cover it with some cling wrap because I don't have a lid to go on this. And it's good to keep the humidity in there. You don't need to use a heat mat. You don't need to put it under light because corms do not photosynthesize. They do not photosynthesize. There's no need to beam them with a bunch of light, and there's no need for a heat mat. I think scientifically somewhere it said that the heat mats were not good for your corms. A lot of people do. A lot of people I've seen on social media put them under lights or put them on heat mats, and I guess you can be successful, and that's fine. I do not. I do keep the humidity in though. So typically I do cover it, but I don't like I said, these giant chonkers, I don't have a lid to go on these. So I'm just going to use my cling wrap. So I'm going to do the same thing for the next couple. Bury it down a little bit. I'm not covering it all the way, and I did put it on its side. You don't have to if that's not what makes you comfortable. Got it wet, it's drippy a little bit. Put some solution down in the bottom, and bam, got another one down. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to do a couple of them this way, and then I'll show you another way. I have seen people use sphagnum moss. That's fine too. I personally am not a fan of pulling roots off of sphagnum moss. It's a real pain in the butt to me. So sphagnum moss is not my first choice. It works. I've done it and it works. I learned going through the process that I am not a fan of it at all. Like, I do not like to use sphagnum moss, but I have been successful at it. So this is one of the substrates that I like. Corms seem to very much appreciate fluval stratum. You could use straight perlite too, if that's something you want to do. I mean, that's always an option also. So here's my last one that I'm putting into a stratum and perlite mix, and I saved the rest of them for a different type of mix. So just show you one more time, it's right there. And I'll put some, oh, I'm running out in here. Put some of my solution down there. You can use just water if you want to. I just like to use the rooting hormone, the Clonex, and the growth technology because it seems to work for me. So I just brought this one out to show you this little cup that I usually use. My second way that I'm going to show you is the puddle method. So you just take your little cormies, put them in a little container like this, put some of your water in there. Again, you can use straight water, you can use a mixture of whatever you want to use. You do not cover them, you just put a little bit of water down at the bottom. You could even put probably a little bit less than that, but you just put a little bit of water in there. Take the lid, put the lid on, pop it down. I do not have air holes or anything in this container, and I just kind of put them on a shelf. Again, I do not put light on them. I do not put them on a heat mat. Just stack them up, put them aside, and eventually they will sprout leaves and sprout roots, and then you take them out, and then I pot them up in a fluval or something else that I want to put them in. So that's it. That's literally it. The puddle method. Chef's kiss. So now all I'm going to do for the rest of these is cover them with some cling wrap to keep the humidity in there, put them on my shelf, and I'm good to go. There are plenty of other ways you can sprout corms in. If there's another way that you found that you've been super successful in and you would like to share it, I'm super interested. Please leave it down in the comments. I would love to give it a shot if you have something cool that you try that I may not have thought of. Until then, I will see you next time when these little babies start to sprout. We'll do a check-in. Follow me for more. Thank you so much and have a happy new year.